How many?
Nose goes. Nose. Extra. Hunter. It's between the two. Andrew, nose goes.
How many?
What?
Three guards!
Okay, it's just two.
It's just 5, bro.
Fill out, what do you think about when you hear three guards? Fill that out at the top. Raise your hand. What do you think of when you hear Greek guard? Okay. Greek gods, very good. Naked people, good. Togas. What'd you say?
Mythology.
Mythology, good. Yes.
Sculptures.
Sculptures, very good. All right. Yes, Kevin. Warriors, so like Olympians, that deal, and war people. Good. Such as Athens, Sparta. Here we go. We're going to talk about a few different things within this. First, we're going to talk about pottery. We're going to talk about something that the people actually use very much so every single day, pottery. This evolved into an art form. Yes, pottery is used to keep food, it's to keep water. But with this, they turned it into more of an art form. Ezekias is the artist that we're going to talk about here. Terracotta is going to be a vocabulary term. It's red clay. So terracotta clay is red clay. It's from a specific part of Greece. So terracotta clay, Ezekias. Pottery. So pottery had been around, but all of a sudden they start adding things. They figure out glazes. They figure out designs on there. Ezekias is one of the first artists that we attribute to a very nicely created and crafted pottery piece. We're going to look at these specifically because he does something for the first time ever we really see, specifically in kind of drawing. The biggest thing about his stuff, most people when they start telling stories, they just plop characters down or designs down. His designs with characters. It was all about the design. If you look at this, your eye keeps moving throughout this whole thing. So if you look, rotates around. All of these things are in important spots for a reason. You can almost do a figure eight the whole time. You're moving the whole time. This is the first time we see a guy in the history of the world be like, hey, it's about the design. Yes, it's about the story and done well, but it's about the design as well. This is actually the story of Achilles and Ajax. They're playing dice, actually in between battle. So that's what this is depicting. Here's another one by Ezekias. This is actually where Ajax actually commits suicide. He buries his sword and jumps on it. It's kind of a gruesome story. But the reason for these, they have them all on pots. Imagine if we had all of our dishes, stories of our history on our dishes that we eat every day, on all of our bowls. Your kids, or you guys, even with your parents, would ask questions about this all the time. It's to keep the story going. It's one of the purposes for this, is to tell the stories, to keep the stories rolling. And so you have, not only is it for food, but also to tell the stories that go on. I think that would actually be a cool time where eventually all of your stuff that you used to eat had some type of story on it. Someday, maybe again. So, terracotta clay, you need to know this. You do not need to write this down. Do not write this down. Okay. Here's what I want everyone to do. Stand up for me. We're going to stand like this. We stood up and did the Egyptian way. It was awkward, wasn't it? Really awkward. So, foot out in front, left foot out in front. Yeah, or right foot, whatever one you want. Legs straight. Lock your legs. Okay, stand up straight. Arms at your side. This. Is that how you normally stand?
No.
Not really. Is it better than the Egyptians?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not the best way. Now hold that, hold that. All right, so all of a sudden they start to evolve it, try to get more realistic, as perfect as possible. That's their whole point. This one, what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to pull your leg back just a little bit, and I want you to put your body weight on one leg, and then shift it to the other leg. Okay. You guys notice how that's a little more natural? Okay. You're shifting your body weight. They realize most people don't stand straight like that. They shift their body weight onto one leg. It's called contrapposto. Go ahead and sit down and write this one down. Fritos boy. These are made, a ton of these were made.
I think we got
But all of a sudden in Greek sculpture, we start to see contrapposto. The artist would just be a Greek, by the way. But we start to see all of these sculptures trying to become more perfect and have contrapposto. Would you say this figure is a little more defined and a little more correct than the previous one? Yeah, okay, so they're starting to evolve that, trying to figure out how to perfect it. Yes?
What did you say the artist was?
Just a Greek. This is going to be our vocabulary word. Here, contrapposto. That means shifting of body weight. Shifting of body weight. We see that through the history of art. That all of a sudden it disappears, then comes back, then disappears again, then comes back. But it's this whole trying to get the body perfect and correct. So contrapposto, big one. We can actually see where they evolve it even more. To where, is this guy a little more correct than the previous guy? Yeah, they're trying to be as perfect as possible. That's their whole goal, is to try and be as perfect with the human body as possible. Try to get the perfect proportions, perfect canon of proportions, too. Notice, the little bar right there. Marble is extremely heavy. If you have this heavy piece of marble just hanging with no support, it eventually might break off, depending on where it's at. Notice here, this is all part of supporting the weight. If it was just on those 2 feet, it would probably break off. So you're going to see these hidden supports. You can actually see where the previous one, they didn't really have supports. The leg broke off, the arms broke off over time because of the weight. You'll even see where they get even more difficult. The discus throw. Do not write this one down. Discus throw. Now we have perfect proportions. We know how to do the body. Let's get fun with it. Let's get extreme. Let's see how many muscles we can exaggerate where it's all the way up. Alright? They're trying to get it as perfect as possible. You'll notice too, trying to support the weight. They have this behind it. Someone was like, is that the Leaning Tower of Pisa? No, that's not. Okay? That's way after. But that's supporting the weight. You'll notice here, this is a lot of weight. Alright, let's just stand up and do this. Stand up and do this again. Get you guys up. No. Alright, right leg in front. Right leg in front. Left wrist touches your right knee. Left wrist touches your right knee, and then the other arm all the way up. You guys about ready to fall over?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, stand back up. Now imagine it's heavy marble. Go ahead and sit back down. Heavy, heavy marble. Would that probably break? Yeah. They connected it right at the hand, and they have another support. Now, this arm, it actually broke off. You can tell they patched it right there. They connected it again. I'm not sure what exactly materials they used, but they glued it back on, basically. So you'll see some sculptures where they're all perfect, and then there's a white line. They glued it back together over time. We're going to pause here for now. Last thing I want to say about this is a flat image of a sculpture. The actual sculpture I saw in Uffizi in Florence, Italy. It is cool because when you walk around it, it's a good design all the way around it. Every single angle is a good design. Everything flows. Someday, when your kids, I teach some of your kids, I'm going to be able to throw a hologram out there. We're going to be able to walk around it. That'd be a cool day, all right? Not now, but someday. But it is a cool design all the way around. All right, here's what I would like you guys to do next. Flip to your sketchbooks where you have the proportion, value, texture notes. Flip to that for me.